You thought this podcast was about D&D, but lo and behold, Bamboozle, Crusader Kings.
Yep, we're changing the entire setup of Natural One RPG.
Yeah, I have
It's
never played
Crusader
Crusader Kings in my life, but we're just going to entirely change the format of the show to be Crusader Kings.
Oh my god.
They came out like 7 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're going to make it about a 7-year-old game, which should be something like valuable, like Dynasty Warriors 5 Empires. The best Dynasty Warriors game because it actually had a purposeful campaign.
Ooh.
Are you telling me it wasn't the Yellow Turban Rebellion the War of the Three Kingdoms?
But Dynasty Warriors 5, but Empires was actually like a cool campaign concept because it wasn't just, hey, you're this guy who could just mow down armies. Well, it had a name to it, you know. The first time, when I introduced it the first time, it has to have the full title.
But hey.
By the way, welcome to the Natural
Hi.
Tilted Roll Podcast.
How's it going?
That's my favorite part about every podcast is just to find some point in our weird rambling and just immediately start the podcast.
Hi,
It's
everybody.
the best part.
Exactly.
It's the only thing I have to work for in these podcasts.
As always, we're your podcast masters. I'm Francisco.
I'm Marshall.
And today we got something special in store for you today.
Yes. An enjoyable, happy, fun time where everything is good and nothing is sad.
Sure. You see, today...
You introduced it.
Yeah, today we were gonna do a specific topic, and then Marshall proposed a certain thing that we're gonna do anyways after the podcast. He's like,
Yes.
why not just do it as the podcast?
Yeah, why not combine the thing? Save some time since especially we're starting late.
Exactly. Not because of Crusader Kings.
No,
2.
that did not derail us.
No. Not because I forgot about time while playing Crusader Kings 2, and I came here and I'm like, oh.
No, that did derail us.
Yeah, that was it. But, so, we're going to give you all a sneak peek of the new campaign that's coming out, hopefully soon, within the next few weeks.
Yeah, so it would help if I pulled up my character sheet for that campaign.
Yeah, it would. Marshall. But yes, I'll be the DM for that session. Right now, what I'm doing with a lot of the players in the campaign, some of the faces you might see are familiar from the Dark Matter campaign that's currently going on every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Central Time.
Yes.
Is that a specific plug? It is. That's my contract.
I mean, it's a valuable plug.
Yeah, is that what my contract says?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. All right.
Despite the fact that their contract doesn't say that you have to mention every time we film here at Lake Geneva Games. By the way, we're filming here at Lake Geneva Games. But you do it anyway.
Games. Great
you
place
do it
to come
anyway.
and express yourself. Come and learn some stuff. Shout out to the pilot.
Hey, you know what I never did? This is
What?
an amazing part.
Hey, future Marshall.
Have fun with that.
All
Now
right.
you get to see it.
Exactly. But yes, so right now, what we're going to do, we're going to give you a sneak preview of what the campaign might seem to be look like.
A session 0, if you will.
Just
but a
for
mini
him.
one.
Yeah, because
A one-on-one.
Yeah, for all the players, I'm planning to do a mini session 0 to establish what their characters are, establish the person that they know in this scenario, because I'll have them make at least one NPC that they would know, and then I will also give them a little bit of information about what they're dealing with here.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
So the main reason I proposed this idea, and I kind of wanted to go through with it, was because it's somewhat similar to what we were going to be doing as a topic potentially next time we record a podcast, barring any new release happens or things like that. But the big reason I wanted to do it was because I think the benefit we kind of get to show by doing this as well is actually the potential of, because a lot of people don't want to do it, is the idea of doing a one-on-one session or kind of campaign. A lot of people obviously force on the idea that D&D has to be done as a whole group, putting everybody together, and inherently you don't have to do that. It just is something that is a possibility. So we thought this would be a good showing of that. Also, if you ever wanted to do something like a session 0, this also gives you that ability or knowledge of how to do such.
Yeah, so it's really great. And just a little side note, just came from DMing a bunch at the Midwest Gaming Classic, and that was a lot of fun. So shout out to the Midwest Gaming Classic.
I got a Game Boy, an original Game Boy, for $15.
Hell yeah. Hey,
came with Tetris.
Marshall,
I am not the big gay, it turns out. Not in this campaign. I was the big gay in your campaign, but I'm not the big gay in this campaign. Sadly. Who knows? It's a route that might be open. I don't want to spoil too much. I don't want to spoil too much.
To the DM. All right. Are you ready, Marshall?
Yes, I am prepared.
Okay.
As I ever will be.
Just don't look around because I didn't want you to get spoilers.
Is it like the spoilers I got from John that I'm apparently the big gay?
Silence.
That's just the pure silence. That just was just the open mouth silent pause is all I needed.
Funny enough, right here in big letters is Marshall is the big gay in this campaign.
Well, if you're talking about me, then that's a different story.
Okay. So. Okay.
Yes.
Now look at me. You sit on a simple wooden bench in a room constantly on the verge of being uncomfortable. To the right side of this 15 by 10 foot room, several shelves adorned by a plethora of vials decorate the dull riven lumber of the ship, although many in this vast selection appear to be either empty or almost gone. To the left of the room and where you are currently located, a now occupied high bench rests covered in the worn but homey quilt. At the end of the room and to your right, a firm chest and a bed comparable to a battlefield during the War of Gold by its disheveledness lay. Beneath the bed appeared to be a menagerie of books that survived the calamity, and as such, Rykov was known to protect them with his life. And as you look forward, you see your friend, Dr. Rykov, the ship's doctor in a way, the surgeon on the Ember, looking over you, doing your weekly checkup. At this point, he started doing them mainly because of your nature, of what you found yourself to be. Somehow, despite everything, this man who stands in front of you, this 5'10" half elf with glasses that seem to be slightly ajar, a white stripe on his hair that contrasts heavily with his dirty blonde look. Looks at you. You see his clothes have been dirtied. He's always been one to not be as punctual with his clothing, but you know him to be a very, very meticulous man, just not with that.
Yeah, some would quantify him as being 4'22".
Yeah, exactly. 4 foot.
He did that to me this week on the stream.
Yeah, it was hilarious.
I think it was that exact height, wasn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
4'22".
Yeah, he was supposed to be 5'10".
and my fate in the thing in the fate section said "fuck you, Peyton."
Yeah.
Yes. and he holds a hooded lantern in front of your eyes. So as you look up at him, your eyes, the light hits just where your eyes are, and he observes the dilation in your eyes, of which there's very little. He puts away the lantern, looks at you, regards you for a quick second, and says, "Yep, you're still as ugly as ever."
Well, you try being half dead, apparently.
Well, at the end of this journey, we're going to be half dead by the looks of it. He walks over to the small octagonal window.
Wait, we're in the octagon?
No. The small octagonal window.
About to fight?
On the wall. And there you can see the early signs of dusk. As he approaches it, he looks out. Out there you see just an array of colors in the sky. It looks peaceful in a way. But there's a sight that most of the people on the ship have found to be unwelcomed, as this is all they see. There's no land, no sign of life, not even birds flying around. You've seen this for the last 2 months.
I've let it set in at this point.
And as he stands there looking out, he looks back at you. Percival, can I be frank with you?
Of course.
I don't think we're going to be able to survive this one, friend.
Who knows? Apparently, there's the blood that runs in my veins now allows me to survive multiple things.
Potentially.
Potentially, I can hopefully put that over. Oh, no. Okay, no, we're still recording. The camera disconnected from... Oh, wait, nope. Yeah, okay, we're good. Okay. The camera disconnected from the app, and it scared the living daylights out of me, but I saw the SD recording mark on still through the error message, and I'm like, I think it's still going, and it is.
There we go. Right.
I would hope that maybe I could forward some of that. Can I call it a blessing at this point to you? In a way? Okay, you can go away. App.
All right.
Panasonic app.
As we continue. Coke is not a great thing to drink before talking a lot, right?
Right before you do a podcast that has decent fidelity audio.
Yeah, you see him shrug, and then he kind of like scratch his head as he says, well, I would definitely love to see the effects of drowning on you. I fear that our relationship as friends forces me to think otherwise of doing that.
Well, based on at least my childhood, it won't affect me as much as it apparently would probably affect my dad.
Yeah.
Honestly, it's allured me to why he never would go into the lake before. It makes so much sense. So many things make sense now.
And so many things are still out in the dark. Like,
yes, like him, for example.
Yeah, we've determined that sunlight does nothing to you. You can easily walk around without any difficulty.
Yeah, that's never appeared to me as weird because it just was one thing that we had to do as a family. We just walked around at night. That was when we had to hunt and we had to train. It just was normal. Or if we were out during the day, we were just at home. So it never made, I guess, any difference to us because it's just our job was in the night to hunt. Because we're not going to just hunt werewolves in the dead of the day.
Yeah. Well, there goes my perception of your family.
I mean, it has a name to itself.
Yeah. By the way, that name you told me to call you David, right?
Yes, David Cruex.
Cruex. All right. Yeah, I gotta remember to keep calling you that. There's been a couple times where
I mean, at least as long as you remember the David part, it'll probably be fine.
Yeah.
I don't think I'll be hard pressed to see if anybody on this boat's just going to be like, you only call him David. Why?
Yeah.
I feel like the distraction of, I don't know, the world possibly ending is really, or seemingly have ended, really, I think is going to be on the front of their minds.
Mm-hmm. You see him look back out the window, and particularly at a small boat that is somehow, due to its size, being able to keep up with the massive ship that is the Ember. You see distant lighting of one of the ship's lanterns to identify in the night to make sure that the others didn't crash into it. He looks at it and he looks back at you. How long do you think we'll be able to keep on going at this rate?
I mean, I don't have access to our supply room, so in terms of our actual longevity, I can't really tell you in terms of the rate that people have, or these ships have been disappearing. I could say maybe, optimistically, maybe like extra 2 months.
Here's hoping. And we're just lucky that we haven't got any major illnesses other than the typical fever and such. Scurvy one here and there.
Well, you shouldn't have to worry about me on that, at least.
Not that, yeah. If nothing else, you'll be the last one of us to die.
Yeah, you think that'll raise an eyebrow?
Potentially.
I mean, only maybe if they come back as a zombie.
Well, I mean, at that point, I will be dead, so you won't have to worry about it.
And so will everyone else.
That's true.
What are they going to do?
Right. He goes to the chest.
Fight me with their broken limb? Like, I'll hit you with this arm.
He, as you're saying that, he chuckles a little bit. He goes to the chest and reaches and pulls out 2 cups, just regular wooden cups, and a bottle of what you assume to be alcohol, which is very odd to you as being on this ship, you know that the alcohol has been long gone and has become sort of
Treasure.
Yes, I'm sort of a treasure among the ships here in this Survivor's Armada. He goes over to you and he hands you one of the cups.
You dirty dog.
Yeah, don't look at me like that. Tamith managed to secure a bottle for me, and I just never used it. I don't drink. So he pours one for you and then pours one for him.
Well, here's the first time.
Yeah, here's the first time. Might not have a second time. He takes the shot, swallows, immediately starts coughing.
Have we? I guess this is somewhat of a you question more than anything, which is: are you quantifying alcohol and drunkenness as a poison?
I mean, if you drink enough of it.
So yes. I'm really determining whether or not it's physically possible for me to get drunk, because that isn't in the race notes inherently, but I'm resistant to poison. So
I'm gonna say you're resistant to alcohol poisoning, but you can still get drunk.
Okay.
All right.
That'll make sense. Okay. Because that obviously could determine whether or not I attempt to do certain things.
So yeah.
Like swindle people. Who wouldn't want to do that?
Out of their money in a world that found the use of it.
I mean, it's just for a laugh, really. I don't really care for the money at this point. Any amount of entertainment really is more worth than any type of monetary value. Get pranked, bro.
Shout out to John over there off the screen.
Yeah.
Hello.
Helping feed into the slight humor that I can try to pull from this.
Right.
Devastating lot.
As he recovers, he sits down on the bed and kind of just puts the cup off half-hazardly to his side. You see it just on the bed. He's one of those people who can put something on the bed and not be worried about it, especially if it's a cup full of liquid.
On a boat. They don't rock.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, boats known to be perfectly stable.
Exactly.
Especially things on it. It's like having something on a stabilizer, just constantly moving. It's perfect.
Right? But yeah, he looks at you. So yeah, the captain has been talking to us and has been telling us about the course of action. What she plans to happen in the next few days.
So when do we start holding trials?
Well, potentially that's for next week. However, right now, the rationing is going to become severe. You should be fine.
I still need to eat a little bit.
A little bit, but you're some famed monster hunter. I'm sure you'll manage with something.
No, yeah, I'm only really the only reason I'm benefited by. I'm not really benefited by my gift. More importantly, just for the fact that I just in my training don't eat a lot.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, despite being an affluent family, it's crazy how much they can starve you.
So see, you'll be fine. Just casual.
Think of the money you save on food.
Exactly. A little casual starvation never hurt anybody.
It apparently didn't hurt a 2-year-old.
Yeah, your family was crazy.
Also my dad.
Yeah, also your dad. But yeah, she's been telling us, me and the other officers, that he looks around the room as if to see if there's anybody else listening. You see, this isn't more of him actively looking; it's more of an instinct of his just to look around to see who's perhaps perceiving this conversation. You see him
perceiving, eh? Choice words, DM.
Yeah. You see him lean in a little bit. Can I speak with you in confidence?
I would assume you already have been.
What I'm about to tell you doesn't leave this room, okay?
Of course.
Yeah. As you entrust me with your secret, I'll entrust you with one of mine, one I recently gained. The captain and the quartermaster don't know where we're going.
You didn't have to tell me that one.
Last month we were supposed to reach the Empire of Aspera. Or at the very least, the Isle Skrend. It's been another month. We haven't gotten anything. It's starting to... At this point, it's not about us having lost our ways, more we can't find it. Quillith told us, Quillith, the navigator, she told us that the stars aren't right.
Well, if anything, that it, again, to our optimistic prediction, could maybe just point to the fact that we've only lost our way. Though I'm not willing to bet that the same thing that happened to our land did not happen to others. Or did.
Potentially. I know we have several people of the Isle still here. I know the captain of the Ashes is one of those orcs, those strange, they call them Screndian orcs. He's one of the captains there.
I didn't see too many of those in my work.
Right.
Most of the time, if anything, they were
But yeah, I fear
against
that.
us.
I fear, and the captain shares my concern, that the more and more we continue forward, the more and more the crew is going to realize we don't know where we're going. Something might happen. And if that happens, I need to know that you are on our side.
Of course, I'm always on your side. If anything, it'll help shore up our food supply.
Potentially, unless you want to get into cannibalism, then you have, all of a sudden you just got a bunch of different food sources here, my friend.
Yeah. However, that type of hunger luckily seems to elude me, unlike my father.
Yeah. Whatever happened to him, your father?
I wish I could tell you. Nope. I tried to plea with the only time I talked to him after my discovery was to plea with him as to how this could possibly have gone under his nose. And yet no answer. And instead, a disappearing act.
Right. Made worse by the fact that there's no more Riv to disappear on.
No, but I'm just willing to bet, based on the type of creature that he is, that I'm not wedging to bet that he did not survive. I'm imagining he found a way.
So you think he's out there on one of those ships?
It could be anywhere. Could have vanished to another plane of existence for all I know. Who knows? I don't know the length of his power for his ability to hide it from that many hunters for that many years.
That's true.
Who knows what the reach of his power goes to? All I know is that at some point I'm going to put him in the dirt myself.
Perfect. If we can find dirt.
You raise a solid point.
Yep. I know that one druid ship managed to snag an entire garden. I don't know how.
Druids, man.
Yeah.
They know everything.
Well, yeah. If you find him, let me study him, because I'm very curious about him and you, whatever you've become.
Well, I can give you an autopsy report.
Oh, fantastic.
Either mine or his.
All right.
I'm going to hope for his.
All right. Sounds good. If you give me your own autopsy, then that would open up so many doors for you.
Can you find the autopsy to that sentence?
Potentially. It's there. It's
because I think it's gone, Jim.
Yeah. But yeah. No drink?
Why not?
All right. He pours another one for you, but doesn't pour one for him.
Trying to keep it light.
I realize why I'm not a drinker.
I realize why I am.
Well, yeah. He as you're drinking, you can feel his eyes on you, regarding you. This man who has been your friend for the longest while, and who has accepted you despite what you've ended up becoming. And as you finish that drink and you put down the cup, there's commotion outside. Some yelling here and there. While yelling seems, you guys have grown accustomed to the yelling up on the deck due to, usually it's some of the people shouting orders and whatnot. This time it feels different because it comes from below the deck as well.
Do you think your alluded time may have come?
I don't know.
Let's find out.
Yeah.
Because I'll just kind of get up and immediately and just like confidently walk out the door. You may say this confidence may be assisted, but we'll find out.
You come out the door, and you find yourself in one of the many hallways in the ship. Typically, the second, third, and fourth deck are primarily just rooms for most of the passengers. The fourth one being the most spacious, but you guys are currently in the second deck, second to the deck, or yes,
You'll get there.
yeah, where most of the officers reside. You see, you can hear the yelling downstairs, and you see several people rushing past you, going towards the stairs, which are to your right, up. The surgeon room is very close to the staircase, just in case anything were to happen on the deck. They could bring whoever down and have them checked out. As you see these people running, you see a lot of haggard people, just regular civilians, just people who really shouldn't be there in a way. A lot of these people seem to still be wearing the clothes they were wearing on that day, the fateful day that you all left. And you would know that on that day, the captain just allowed, there was a list. You remember there being a list of people who were supposed to go on first. When the calamity started hitting Riv, that list was thrown away first by the captain, the then captain of the ship, a man by the name of Colton. He started allowing people on, and this sentiment was followed by the captain of the Ashes. The only person who did not follow this sudden change of plan was the captain of the Sparks, as he set a sail early. But as they had let people on, in the confusion, you remember the captain being slain. Mm-hmm. So currently, the person who holds the role of captain is his first mate, a masked woman by the name of Brand. And you see all these people running past you. And further down the hall, you see several men coming up. You know these men. You've worked next to them once in a while when they had you up on the deck. They're just regular ship hands. Simple people. Some of them good people. But as you look at them, they come towards you. There's something inherently wrong about them. Their eyes are different. There's the sentiment, their demeanor has changed. As they come up to you, you see in their hands, they're not weapons. There's very rarely any here on the ship. Mm-hmm. They're broken table legs, the occasional club that someone might have found, some piece of wood, anything that they can use to bludgeon someone with. Mm-hmm. And they are fast approaching. Not you, as their eyes aren't focused on you, but at your friend Dr. Rykov as he steps out of the door and looks at them. And as they slowly start approaching, that's we're going to end it for right now.
All right, and that's perfect timing because we're pretty much done.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, I know. It couldn't be more perfectly timed. So if you would like to see the conclusion of that and more things to come, and not just my story, but obviously others, those are the one you're getting the preview of. You will see the others in tandem. You can eventually come see that. It'll become our Sunday show.
Yes.
We have to. We're going to finalize a time because we have some things to kind of just ensure with that, especially with your newly coming change of schedule.
Right.
So we're going to figure that out then. But until then, you can always make sure to follow us on twitch.tv/Natural1RPG. Link is down below. Otherwise, you will also find the VODs for it on our YouTube channel, which we've already been putting up the Dark Matter VODs. So we're good on that.
Yes.
And you can always check out for more episodes here as well.
Thank you for stopping by and watching. Like you said, following the links to see what else we've got. And
all right. Yep. We will see you all in the next episode.
Bye.
Weirdest goodbye sound ever.